The Davao City government's annual confidential expenses ballooned from 144 million pesos in 2016 to 460 million pesos when Vice President Sara Duterte was the city's mayor. Documents show the local government had set aside 144 million pesos for confidential expenses in 2016, which was approved under the mayorship of Rodrigo Duterte.
Sino ang tagakuha dito? Ihulog mo na sa hagdanan para hindi maka-report.
During Sara's administration in 2017, Davao City's confidential expenses more than doubled to 293 million pesos. In 2018, it increased again to 420 million pesos and grew again in 2019 to 460 million pesos. It remained fixed at that amount for the years 2020, 2021, and 2022. Based on its financial records appended to an annual audit report, Davao City's local government had 2.69 billion pesos in confidential expenses from 2016 to 2022.
Yan, kita niyo na guys. So, hindi lang yan mga kaibigan, na-flag pa si VP Sara Duterte ng COA, no? Sabi dito, the COA noted that the Davao City government made adjustments to its 2021 property inventory list by twice removing some 188.814 million worth of local government property. Was an attempt to sanitize where the money and goods had actually gone? So mga kaibigan, alam na this tungkol dyan mga kaibigan. At hindi pa noong December 31, 2021 ay eto na naman. COA found several donated vehicles and grants and donations in kind unlisted as of 31 of December. Mga kaibigan, nagbigay daw ng 10 jack vans from Chinese embassy. No wonder mga kaibigan na si VP Sara Duterte ay tinatry na bumati ng Mandarin sa Chinese, no? 'Di ba mga kaibigan, no? Nung kapag merong anniversaries, no? So she also received one land ambulance with medical supplies and accessories from Pitmaster Foundation Incorporated. Where did the vehicles go? Yan mga kaibigan, no? So malinaw na malinaw yan. Hinahanap po mga kaibigan, no? Na flag po yan ng COA. Wala yatang transparency pagdating dito sa mga supplies at itong mga donations na nanggaling sa China. Nasaan napunta? Saan po napunta? And then mga kaibigan, COA said the vehicles were covered with deeds of donations, yet were unrecorded in the city's book of accounts. The response of the Davao City Hall, finger pointing among the concerned departments. So nagtuturuan mga kaibigan, no? So yan po napakarami pong na-flag ang COA sa panahon po ni Sara Duterte nung siya pa ay mayor ng Davao City. Eto pa, COA also noted that the relief goods during the pandemic meant for health frontliners and constituents were undocumented. Neither were the expiry dates and storage maintained. Again, there was finger pointing. The City General Services Office blamed the city's mayor office and the city social welfare office, saying that it was these two offices had received the donations. So nagtuturoan na sila mga kaibigan, no? So sabi dito, in short, there was a deficiency in record keeping and transparency. In short, there was a deficiency in record keeping and transparency. Yan. So, wala pong record at walang transparency kung anong nangyari dyan sa mga donations na yan, no? So, the city's mayor office, the COA noted, did not make disclosures about donations it received. So, mga kaibigan, kita natin, no? Red flags for Sara appears to be habitual. So, in 2020, state auditors also raised alarm over the city government's inventory account balances worth 96,086,499, saying these were doubtful and unreliable due to the absence of actual count and failure to submit appropriate documents to validate the recorded balances. Guys, grabe, no? It also found that the procurement of goods meant for pandemic relief aid in the amount of 199 million had no transaction documents. Is being red flag a mark of Duterte governance? So yan mga kaibigan, napakarami po, no? So, pagdating po sa tatay niya, alam naman natin, no, sa tatay niya, 2021, all COA red flags. Kasama na dyan mga kaibigan yung health, no? Ito, red flags reach nearly every corner of his government's bureaucracy. Health, Commission on Higher Education, Labor and Management, Foreign Affairs, Social Welfare and Development, Interior and Local Governments, Transportation, Energy, and agencies such as the Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board, Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, Presidential Communications and Operations Office. It can be said at the very least that the Duterte brand of governance is not exactly a crusader against graft and corruption, that it packages itself to the tax-paying public. So mga kaibigan, iba yung sinasabi, iba rin yung ginagawa. Diba sabi ni Duterte, tatapusin niya ang korupsyon in 6 months. Pero nakikita po na sa kanyang panahon ay puro korap. Ang halos lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno in the Duterte times, halos lahat po ay nasangkot sa korupsyon, no? So, eto naman mga kaibigan, no? Si Sara po. Impact leadership in disaster response has never been the forte of Sara Duterte. Her office, Disaster Operations Center, announced it gave 100 sacks of rice to the victims of Typhoon Paeng in Laguna early this month in Laguna. It will be doubtly difficult for her to match her predecessor, Leni Robredo, who had more than ample testimonies of responding to disasters, as many local government units have attested. Sans a single centavo of confidential funds, Sara's forte is confidential funds and her militarism fetis. That cocktail makes her an unaccountable and non-transparent and a dangerous chief executive. Yan. So mga kaibigan, ang sumulat po nito ay si Antonio J. Montalvan II, a Mindanao anthropologist and ethnohistorian. He is a Ford Foundation Scholar for the Doctorate of Anthropology in Mindanao Studies with the Mindanao Anthropology Consortium. Montalvan has written articles about Mindanao history and culture in academic journals. So, siya po ang sumulat nito. So, kita niyo mga kaibigan, no? Napakaraming red flag ng opisina ni VP Sara Duterte, maging siya pa ay mayor ng Davao City. So, pagdating po ng national, naging vice-presidente, marami pa rin pong red flag. So parang naging trademark na po niya ito na sa bawat opisina na kanyang pupuntahan, maraming red flag. Real talk, walang personalan.